The galaxy was old, vast, and full of life. Thousands of species lived under the rule of the Galactic Council. Every intelligent race was studied, measured, and ranked. Strength, intelligence, danger level, everything was recorded. And according to the Council, humans were nothing special. Humans came from a small blue planet called Earth. They had no natural weapons, no claws, no scales, no poison. They were slow compared to others, weak compared to most. Emotional, loud, easy to break. That was what the records said. So when the Galactic Zoo was built, humans were added quickly. The zoo was not a place of cruelty, at least not officially. It was a scientific facility where dangerous or strange species were kept for observation. Some were predators, some were warriors, some were living weapons. Humans were placed in the low-threat biological exhibit. The Council decided to test just one human first. His name was Adam Carter. Adam was not a soldier, not a scientist, not a leader. He was an engineer from Earth, captured when his ship was pulled out of hyperspace by an alien patrol. The aliens did not see him as important. He was just convenient. Adam woke up inside a transparent enclosure made of glowing energy walls. The floor was smooth and cold. The air smelled clean but unfamiliar. He stood up slowly, his heart pounding. Outside the enclosure, shadows moved. Creatures of many shapes and sizes watched him. Tall reptilian beings with glowing eyes, fur-covered hunters with sharp teeth. Insect-like aliens clicking softly as they observed. Above them, floating drones recorded every movement. "This is Subject Human One," a calm alien voice said through the speakers. "Begin observation." Adam clenched his fists. He was scared but not frozen. Fear was something humans learned to live with. He tested the energy wall with his hand. It hummed and pushed him back gently like a warning. "Okay," Adam whispered to himself. "Think." The aliens expected panic, screaming, begging. Adam did none of that. He walked around the enclosure, studying it. The floor had tiny lines running through it. Power conduits, the walls pulsed in patterns. He noticed the rhythm. The observers noticed his calm behavior and marked it as minor anomaly. The first test came quickly. A gate opened inside the enclosure and a creature stepped in. It was a beast from a high-gravity world, thick skin, 4 arms. Long claws, it had killed dozens of prey species before. The alien scientists leaned forward. The beast roared and charged. Adam ran, not away but sideways. He jumped, rolled, and used the creature's speed against it. The beast slammed into the energy wall and howled in pain. Adam grabbed a loose piece of metal from the floor, part of the enclosure frame damaged by the impact, and struck the creature's eye. The fight was short and brutal. When it ended, the beast lay unconscious. The zoo fell silent. "That was unexpected," one of the scientists said. "Increased threat level," another replied. "Humans may possess adaptive combat instincts." They sent in another test, then another. Each time Adam survived, not because he was stronger, but because he learned. He watched, he adapted. That was the first mistake. Humans were not built to win every fight. They were built to survive long enough to learn how to win the next one. While the aliens focused on physical tests, they missed something else. Adam was listening. He heard the hum of machines, the pattern of guard patrols, the timing of energy pulses. He began tapping the floor in the same rhythm, slowly adjusting his movements to match the system's frequency. The zoo was not just a prison. It was a machine, and machines had rules. Hours turned into days. The observers grew confident. They believed they understood humans now, dangerous, yes, but contained. Then the unexpected happened. The energy field flickered just for a fraction of a second. Adam felt it. His skin tingled. He pressed his hand forward at the exact moment of the pulse. The wall weakened, not enough to break, but enough to feel. He smiled for the first time. Across the zoo, alarms suddenly went off. Not because of Adam, but because another exhibit had failed. A predator species broke free and attacked a guard team. The council ordered lockdown. Security systems diverted power. The energy field around Adam dimmed again. This time longer. Adam did not hesitate. He struck the wall with everything he had. The field shattered like glass made of light. Sparks flew. The enclosure collapsed. Adam was free. He stood still, breathing hard, surrounded by chaos. Alarms screamed. Alien voices shouted in panic. Human subject has escaped. Seal the sector. Lethal force authorized. Adam did not run blindly. He moved with purpose. He took a fallen guard's weapon, strange, heavy, but usable. He tested it once, adjusting his grip. Then he moved. He disabled doors. He triggered release mechanisms. Other enclosures began to open. Creatures poured out. The zoo became a battlefield. The Galactic Zoo was designed to contain monsters, but now it had created something worse, a thinking enemy. Adam reached a control room overlooking the exhibits. He saw dozens of aliens scrambling, trying to regain control. They looked terrified. One of them whispered, "He's just one human." Adam activated the communication system. "This is Adam Carter of Earth," he said calmly. "You took me like an animal. You tested me like a tool. Now you will learn." The message went out across the station, across the zoo, across the council networks. For the first time in recorded history, the Galactic Zoo was no longer observing. It was under attack, and far away on the blue planet Earth, unknown to everyone, human ships were already searching for their missing people. The war had not been planned, but it had begun. Adam moved through the broken halls of the Galactic Zoo while alarms echoed like screams. Red lights flashed across curved metal walls. Alien guards ran in all directions, confused and afraid. None of them had trained for this. The zoo was never meant to fight back. Adam kept low, watching, listening. He learned quickly. Some doors opened with sound commands, others responded to hand patterns. Alien technology was advanced, but it followed logic. And logic was something humans understood well. Behind him, the zoo was no longer quiet. Creatures from many worlds had escaped their cages. Some ran in fear. Some attacked anything that moved. The Galactic Zoo was collapsing from the inside. The council chamber aboard the station filled with tension. Holograms of senior officials flickered into view. Their calm voices were gone. "This is unacceptable," one of them said. "How did a low-threat species escape?" "Human adaptability was underestimated," another replied. "They learned too fast." A third voice interrupted, sharp and cold. "Then eliminate him now." Orders were sent. Combat units activated, not guards this time, but soldiers. Adam reached a wide observation bridge. From there he could see the massive structure of the zoo floating in space like a shining ring. Beyond it, stars burned quietly, unaware of what was happening. He stopped. For a moment, fear returned. He was one man in an alien station, surrounded by enemies. Then he remembered Earth. He remembered cities, people, voices. He remembered that humans had survived ice ages, wars, disasters, not because they were strongest, but because they refused to give up. Heavy footsteps echoed behind him. Adam turned. 3 alien soldiers stepped forward. Tall, armored, holding energy rifles that hummed with power. Their eyes glowed behind their helmets. "Human," one of them said through a translator. "Kneel, resistance is pointless." Adam raised his hand slowly. Then he threw the weapon he was holding, not at them, but at a power node on the wall. The explosion knocked the soldiers back. The bridge shook violently. Adam ran. Blaster fire burned the air behind him. One shot grazed his shoulder. Pain exploded through his arm, but he kept moving. He slid through a maintenance hatch and dropped into a lower level. Darkness. Silence. Adam pressed his hand against the wound, breathing hard. Blood soaked his sleeve. He was not invincible, he knew that, but neither were they. Elsewhere on the station, chaos spread. Reports flooded in. Security systems failed. Power grids flickered. Escape pods launched without permission. The Galactic Zoo was sending distress signals. Far away, deep within council-controlled space, those signals were received. And so were others. On Earth, a long-range human listening station detected strange energy patterns. Signals that did not match any known technology. Human analysts stared at the screens. "This isn't natural," one of them said. Another leaned closer. "It's a distress call." "From where?" The coordinates appeared. Silence filled the room. "That's not inside known space," the commander said slowly. "That's alien." Orders were given quickly. Human ships powered up. Back on the station, Adam found something unexpected. A holding area filled with other prisoners, not animals but thinking beings. Captured explorers, failed diplomats, lost travelers. They stared at him with fear and hope. "He's a human," someone whispered. Adam opened the cells. "I don't know how to get you all out," he said honestly, "but I'm not leaving you here." That was enough. They followed him. Together they moved through service tunnels and cargo paths. Adam shared what he had learned, timing, patterns, weak points. The others added their knowledge. Different species, different skills, something new formed, not an army, a resistance. The alien soldiers regrouped. They sealed sectors, flooded corridors with gas meant to knock humans unconscious. It didn't work. Adam slowed his breathing. Humans had trained for this on polluted worlds, in smoke-filled cities. He helped others move through it safely. Every solution the aliens used had been designed for themselves, not for humans. The council watched in disbelief as the situation worsened. "This is spreading too fast," one said. "The zoo must be destroyed," another suggested. "Erase everything." A pause followed. "The human is still inside," a quieter voice said. The chamber fell silent. For the first time, the council felt something unfamiliar. Doubt. Adam reached the outer docking ring. Escape ships floated nearby. He could leave now, survive, but he looked back at the station, at the prisoners. At the damage already done. If he left, the council would hide this. They would capture more humans, study them again. He made a decision. Adam rerouted the main broadcast system. Across the station, across nearby sectors, across alien networks, his voice echoed. "You thought humans were weak," he said. "You thought we were safe to cage. Remember this moment. Remember what one human did when pushed too far." Alien worlds listened. Fear spread faster than any signal. The soldiers advanced again, this time in greater numbers. Adam stood with the others. They were tired, injured, afraid, but they stood. Blaster fire filled the corridor. Energy shields flared. Creatures roared. Metal burned. The unexpected war had fully begun, and it was no longer just one human fighting back. It was an idea spreading across the galaxy, that humans were not animals, and they were not alone. The Galactic Zoo station burned with light and sound. Explosions flashed through its outer rings as systems failed one after another. Adam stood near a shattered viewing window, watching stars flicker beyond the broken glass. His breathing was slow now, controlled. He had crossed a line and there was no return. The resistance moved carefully through the station. Different species, different shapes, but one shared goal, survival. Adam did not lead by force. He spoke clearly, listened, and made fast decisions. That was enough. Alien command ships arrived near the station. Long, sharp vessels with glowing weapons lined up in attack formation. The council had decided to end this problem permanently. "Prepare to fire," an alien commander ordered. Before the command could be completed, something unexpected appeared on the sensors. Multiple unknown vessels exited hyperspace. They were not sleek like alien ships. They were bulky, angular, and covered in heavy armor. Their engines burned bright white. Human ships, the alien fleet froze. "Identify incoming vessels," the commander demanded. The answer came with cold clarity. "Origin, Earth." Inside the lead human ship, Captain Alina Brooks stood on the bridge. Her jaw tightened as she watched the alien station on the main screen. Fires burned across its surface. Escape pods drifted in space. "This is worse than we thought," she said. A voice came through communications. "Multiple non-human life signs detected. Some appear imprisoned." Alina took a breath. "All ships hold fire, open wideband communication." Across the void, a human signal spread. "This is the United Earth Fleet," Alina said. "We have detected unlawful detention and hostile action against human citizens. Stand down immediately." The alien council members watched in shock as the message reached them. Humans were not supposed to be here, not now, not like this. "They came faster than predicted," one council member whispered. Adam heard the transmission through a damaged speaker. His eyes widened. He let out a shaky breath he did not realize he was holding. "They came," he said softly. The resistance felt it too. Hope moved through them like electricity. Alien commanders panicked. Orders overlapped. Some ships aimed weapons at the humans, others hesitated. The first shot was fired by the council fleet. A bright beam cut through space and struck the shield of a human cruiser. The shield held. Human ships responded instantly, not with full destruction but with precision. Targeted strikes disabled weapons, engines, and communication arrays. The alien fleet was powerful. The human fleet was prepared. Years of fighting among themselves had taught humans something valuable: how to wage war. Inside the station, alien soldiers tried one final push. They stormed the resistance position with heavy armor and shock units. The corridor filled with light and sound. Adam fought beside beings who once feared him. He used alien weapons now like they were extensions of his body. Every movement had purpose. An alien soldier raised a rifle at him. Another freed prisoner tackled the soldier from the side. They survived together. The council watched as control slipped away. "This has gone too far," one said. "We underestimated them completely." A quieter member spoke. "We treated them as animals." Silence followed. Outside, human ships locked onto the station's main weapon systems and disabled them. Escape routes opened. Rescue craft moved in. Human marines boarded the station. They moved fast and clean. When they reached Adam, they froze. He stood surrounded by aliens, some injured, some armed, all looking at him. "Don't shoot," Adam said calmly. "They're with me." The Marines hesitated, then lowered their weapons. Captain Brooks arrived moments later. She stared at Adam at the damage, at the impossible scene. "You started a war," she said quietly. Adam met her eyes. "They started it first." She nodded once. That was enough. Across the galaxy, the Council issued an emergency broadcast. Damage control. Lies mixed with truth. They spoke of misunderstandings, of rogue actors, of regret. But the footage told another story. Humans released it, images of cages. Of tests, of the zoo. Alien citizens across many worlds watched in horror. Fear turned inward. How many others were taken? Are humans really this dangerous? Could we be next? The idea spread fast. Humans were not weak. They were patient. The station was evacuated, prisoners rescued. The Galactic Zoo was left drifting, broken and silent. Before leaving, Adam returned to the empty enclosure where it had begun. The shattered energy wall flickered weakly. He placed his hand on it. "This is over," he said softly. But he knew it was. Back on Earth, celebrations did not happen. Preparations did. Shipyards worked non-stop. Diplomats studied alien languages. Generals planned defenses. The galaxy had seen humanity, and it was afraid. The Council met again, but this time their voices lacked confidence. "We must control the narrative," one said. "We must prepare," another added. If one human did this. They did not finish the sentence. Adam stood on the bridge of a human ship, watching stars stretch into lines as they entered hyperspace. He was going home, but he was no longer just a survivor. He was a symbol, and symbols were powerful. Somewhere deep in alien space, old defenses activated. Ancient weapons long unused began to power up. The galaxy was choosing its side. And humanity was no longer on the list of creatures to be studied. It was on the list of forces to be feared. The galaxy did not sleep after the fall of the Galactic Zoo. News spread faster than ships could travel. Worlds argued. Councils met in panic. Some species demanded war, others demanded peace. Many were simply afraid. Humans had shattered a belief that had lasted for centuries. They were supposed to be weak. Adam returned to Earth as a hero, but there were no parades. He was taken to a secure facility, questioned by leaders, scientists, and military officers. They wanted to know everything. Every detail of the zoo. Every mistake the aliens made. Adam told them the truth. "They think in systems," he said. "They trust technology too much. They don't expect someone to break the rules." That worried the generals, because humans were very good at breaking rules. While Earth prepared, the Galactic Council struggled to hold itself together. Some member worlds threatened to leave. Others secretly began building weapons. Trust was gone. Deep inside Council space, a hidden installation came online. It had not been used in thousands of years. It was called the Silence Engine. The engine was not a bomb. It did not destroy planets. It erased something far more dangerous. Communication. When activated, it created a vast field where signals could not travel. No radios, no sensors, no coordination. Fleets would be blind and alone. The Council believed humans relied too much on teamwork. They were wrong about many things before. Adam sensed something coming. He could not explain it, but the feeling never left him. He trained daily, not just physically, but mentally. He studied alien tactics, Council history, war patterns. Captain Brooks met with him often. "They're planning something," she said one day. "We just don't know what." Adam nodded. "They won't face us directly, not yet." The first sign came near a border system. A human patrol fleet entered the area and vanished. No distress call, no debris, just silence. Then another fleet disappeared, panic spread, long-range scanners showed nothing. The ships were gone, as if erased. "This is not a weapon," a scientist said. "It's a field." The Silence Engine activated again, this time near Earth. Human sensors went dark across multiple sectors. Ships lost contact. Defense grids failed. For the first time, Earth felt vulnerable. Alien fleets moved in. Without communication, human ships fought alone. Some survived, some did not. Confusion ruled space. The Council watched from afar. "Now they will break," one member said. But humans did not break, they adapted. Adam was brought into the war room as systems failed around them. Voices shouted, screens flickered. "We're blind," a commander said. "We can't coordinate." Adam spoke calmly. "Then stop trying to." They turned to him. "Humans fought wars before instant communication," he continued. "Before satellites, before networks, we planned for silence." He proposed something risky, Autonomous command protocols. Pre-agreed tactics, independent action, trust. Human fleets switched strategies, each ship followed simple rules. Defend civilians, target enemy command ships, withdraw if overwhelmed, no orders needed. The alien fleets did not expect this. They expected chaos. Instead, they found resistance. The silence engine worked again, but its effect weakened. Humans learned its pattern, its range, its limits. Adam volunteered for a dangerous mission. Find the engine, destroy it. Captain Brooks argued, but she knew it was necessary. Adam boarded a small strike vessel with a mixed crew, humans and former zoo prisoners who now fought beside them. They moved quietly, using blind spots in alien detection. They found the installation hidden inside a dead star's orbit. Massive, ancient, powerful, and guarded, the approach was brutal. Automated defenses tore ships apart. The strike team lost 2 vessels before reaching the outer hull. Inside, gravity shifted, lights pulsed slowly. The place felt wrong. Adam moved forward, weapon ready. Alien defenders waited, elite units, stronger than any before. The fighting was close and desperate. No room to retreat, no room to hesitate. Adam took a hit that sent him crashing into a wall. Pain flared through his ribs. He forced himself up. He remembered the zoo. He remembered the cage. And he kept moving. They reached the core chamber. The silence engine floated at the center, glowing softly, humming with power. Adam placed the charges himself. Timer set, he said. We leave now. The alarms began immediately. Alien commanders realized too late. The strike team ran. Ships escaped as the installation detonated in a burst of light that rippled across space. The silence engine was gone. Communication returned like a breath after drowning. Human fleets regrouped, orders flowed, coordination returned, the balance shifted, the council panicked. They destroyed it, one member whispered. How? They learn, another replied. Every time. The war changed after that. Alien worlds that feared destruction sought talks. Others doubled down, preparing for total war. Adam recovered slowly. His injuries healed, but the weight stayed with him. He had become something he never wanted to be. A weapon, a symbol. The galaxy watched Earth carefully now. Some saw a threat, others saw hope. Adam stood again among the stars, knowing the worst was still coming. The Council had one final option left, and they were desperate enough to use it. The destruction of the silence engine shook the galaxy. Communication returned, fleets regrouped, and for the first time since the war began, the Galactic Council felt real fear. Humans had survived blindness. They had adapted again. The Council no longer spoke of control or study. They spoke of survival. A secret meeting was held, far from public networks. Only the oldest and most powerful members were present. Their decision was not taken lightly, but desperation pushed them forward. There is one final protocol, an elder council member said slowly. One we swore never to use. The others remained silent. The null sun. The null sun was not a weapon built by the council. It was a relic from a forgotten war, older than most civilizations. It did not explode. It collapsed stars. It turned entire systems into dead zones where nothing could live. And Earth lay within its possible range. On Earth, Adam felt the tension rising again. Military traffic increased. Defense platforms powered up. Civilians were moved underground. The sky above the planet filled with ships. Captain Brooks stood beside Adam at the observation deck. They're not attacking yet, she said. That scares me. Adam nodded. They're planning something big. The warning came too late. Long-range sensors detected a massive energy spike far beyond known alien space. At first, scientists thought it was a natural event. Then the calculations finished. It's artificial, a technician said, voice shaking, and it's moving. The data reached Adam within seconds. The null sun had been activated. If it reached full charge, the star closest to Earth would collapse. The shockwave would destroy everything in the system. Earth would be gone. Panic spread across human command, but there was no time for fear. Adam was pulled into emergency planning instantly. How long? A general asked. 3 days, a scientist replied, maybe less. Silence filled the room. 3 days to save humanity. Human fleets launched at maximum speed toward the signal. Allies joined them, species once imprisoned in the zoo, worlds that feared the Council more than humans. But the null sun was protected. An entire alien armada guarded it. The first battle was catastrophic. Human ships pushed forward, but alien fire was relentless. Losses mounted on both sides. Space burned with wreckage. Adam watched from the command ship, fists clenched. "This won't work," he said quietly. Captain Brooks looked at him. "Then what will?" Adam took a breath. Me. The plan was simple and terrible. The null sun could not be destroyed from outside. Its core was shielded by layers of ancient technology, but it had a control chamber, one that required manual override. Someone had to go inside, and someone had to stay behind to finish it. "No," Brooks said immediately. "We're not doing this." Adam met her eyes. "If we fail, Earth dies." She looked away. The strike team launched under heavy fire. Adam's ship slipped through gaps in the alien formation, using chaos as cover. Explosions lit the path behind them. Inside the structure, the gravity was crushing. The walls pulsed with dark energy. Every step felt heavier than the last. Alien defenders waited. This was not a fight. It was a slaughter. Adam lost 2 team members in the first corridor. Another stayed behind to hold a door, knowing he would not survive. They reached the control chamber with only 3 left. The system spoke in an ancient alien language, but Adam understood enough. He had studied their tech for months. He began the override. Alarms screamed. Alien commanders realized what was happening. They rushed toward the chamber. "We don't have time," one of the team said. Adam nodded. "You leave." "What about you?" The galaxy grew quiet after the fall of the null sun. Not peaceful, but careful. Fleets stopped firing. Borders froze in place. Worlds waited. The Galactic Council issued a message to all known systems. It was short. It was public. And it was something no one had ever heard before. They requested negotiations. On Earth, leaders gathered in silence as the message played. No cheering followed. No anger. Only focus. Adam sat at the back of the room, his body still healing. He was thinner now, slower, but his eyes were steady. "They're scared," one general said. Adam nodded. "Good, that means they'll listen." The meeting took place on neutral ground, a massive station built long ago for diplomacy. Human ships arrived in formation, not threatening but impossible to ignore. Alien fleets watched from a distance. For the first time, humans walked into a council chamber as equals. The chamber was vast. Floating platforms held representatives from dozens of species. Some stared openly, some avoided looking at Adam altogether. The council speaker rose. "We acknowledge our failures," the alien said carefully. The Galactic Zoo was a crime. The testing of humans was wrong. Murmurs spread through the chamber. Adam stepped forward. "You didn't just test us," he said calmly. "You decided who mattered and who didn't. You turned thinking beings into exhibits." The speaker lowered its head slightly. "We believed order required control." "And you were wrong," Adam replied. The council offered terms, reparations, technology sharing, open borders, the end of the zoo program forever. Human leaders listened. Then Adam spoke again. "This isn't just about humans," he said. "There are others you took, others who never escaped." Silence followed. "We want them all released," he continued. "Every species, every prisoner, no exceptions." The council hesitated. Then one by one they agreed. The vote was unanimous. Across the galaxy, cages opened. Stations shut down. Prisoners returned home. Some worlds wept. Some celebrated. Some simply breathed freely for the first time in generations. The Galactic Zoo was erased from records, then rebuilt as something else. A memorial, not to remind the galaxy of its power, but of its mistake. Adam did not stay in politics. He refused titles, refused power. When offered a permanent role as a human representative, he declined. "I'm not a leader," he said. "I just didn't accept the cage." Instead, Adam helped build something new, a joint exploration force. Humans and aliens together, no rankings, no threat levels, just rules based on consent and respect. Not everyone accepted it. Some alien worlds still feared humans. Some human groups still hated aliens, but war did not return, because everyone remembered what had happened when humans were pushed too far. Years passed. Earth changed. Human technology advanced quickly, helped by shared knowledge. But humanity did not become conquerors. They became cautious guardians. Adam retired to a quiet place near the sea. He walked slowly now, the scars never fully healed. But he was alive. Sometimes ships passed overhead, leaving lines of light across the sky. He watched them without fear. One evening, a message arrived, an invitation. The council had dissolved itself and formed a new assembly. They asked Adam to attend the first session. He considered it, then he went. The chamber was smaller now, no grand displays, no intimidation, just voices. A young alien representative spoke. "We want to understand humans," she said. "Not study, not control, understand." Adam smiled gently. "Start by listening," he said. The session ended not with orders but with questions. That alone changed everything. Far from the core worlds, a new generation grew up hearing a different story. Not about a zoo, but about a human who stood in a cage and refused to act like an animal. They learned that humans were not the strongest. They were not the fastest, they were not the most advanced, but they were something far more dangerous. They adapted, they endured, they remembered, and they responded. The galaxy learned its final lesson: never judge a species by its silence.